Me, I'ma keep it a buck with Tom B. while in Florida, like Tom G down in Tampa. We winning all challenges, mock drafting, laughing and relaxing. You wanna know what fantasy about? Catch what's happening on BPSN. Before you line up, lock in. Tell a friend, BPSN. Before you line up, lock in. Tell a friend. Yeah. What's going on, fantasy world? We back again for another episode, man. Happy to have y'all here. We got another special guest. Shout out my boy J Mac, my co-host, jumping in again. And we got another extra special guest, one of our only Super Bowl champions, Jermaine Phillips. If y'all don't know, let me help you out. All right. GA guy, played at UGA. You know what I mean? Played linebacker, played safety, played wide eye. All right. Was with the Bucs when they beat up on the Raiders, won the Cup. When John Lynch went to the Broncos, that man took over, did his thing out there. Right. I know also you coaching, right? You coached in high school, right?
Right, yeah.
Won 2 championships. So this man got a Super Bowl ring and he got 2 high school championship rings.
Man, actually we lost back-to-back championships.
I'm sorry, y'all went to.
But I did win one in high school as a coach too, though. So hey, I was there 3 times, but you know what I mean.
For sure. Man, we happy to have you on, man. And we just, we talk about fantasy and we also like to highlight, accomplishments of our guests, man. I want to start off by asking, do you fantasy at all?
Man, I don't, man. My oldest son, man, been trying to get me into it, and I heard some other people say, "Hey, man, you got to get into it." But then, knowing me, man, they say that fantasy thing is so addicting, man. I was like, man, you know what? I don't need to pick up any more bad habits, man.
It is. I ain't gonna lie. It makes you look at the game in a whole different view, man. We've been doing that thing like Max say about 12 years. It's a way to, get your friends together, build up your camaraderie, especially when you grow up, have kids, and y'all away from each other. It's a great way to get together each week and talk about something that we all love, though. But definitely this season, man, go ahead, get into it. Check out our show. That's gonna give you all the tips and everything that you need to be up on this, though, for sure, bro.
There we go, man. Go ahead and win me that pot then.
All right. Hey, so with the game right now, right? Like I said, I know you played for the Bucs. You a Bucs fan or you a Falcons fan?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like once I stopped playing, man, I was a little bitter, man. I wasn't a fan of nobody. You know what I mean? Like I was like, man, I felt like I could still play a little bit, but when your time comes, your time's come. But now that I started watching the NFL game again, which has probably been about a couple of years ago, I'm definitely I'm a Bucs fan, man. I mean, they were loyal to me. You know what I mean? They paid my bills and still paying some of my bills, man. So
seven good years.
Hey, Buccaneers until I die, baby. That's what we do all the way.
For sure, bro.
You know what's crazy, Scott? Every player we've had on here say they do not watch the game after they retire. They don't even want to see it for years sometimes. Single one of them, bro. That's crazy. Like
it's real talk, bro.
Part of your lifestyle. It's like leaving the game. They just turn their back. Like, man, been trying to see that shit no more.
Well, I think also because of the business side, man, it hurt because you talking about somebody telling you ain't good enough no more. Like I say, when I got cut by the Titans, man, I wasn't watching them. I wanted them to lose. I just felt like it was personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like I could still play and I didn't get a fair shot. So I could feel them. After I played a while, I was like, even with you, remember, I was like, nah, I ain't doing the flag at first, but then I started doing the flag, which got me back into the football.
Hey, I tell you this, man. It's like when you first get into the league, man, it's like a dream come true. And he's like, man, look, this is what I want. He's like, you know what? Hey, man, I'll stay here forever. You know what I mean? Hey, look, I'll take a pay cut, this, that, and the other. But as you continue to go through it and you continue to grow and you continue to see the business side of it, you realize that there is no loyalty. You know what I mean? They let Sapp go. I mean, what mean they ain't gonna let you go? They let Brooks go. What mean they ain't gonna let you go? They let Lynch go. What mean they ain't gonna let you go? I mean, hey, man, it's a what have you done for me lately business. And as you figure that out, you got to get what you can, while you can.
I agree with you, man. That's real stuff right there, boy. Because a lot of people don't look at it like that. A lot of people take it personal, but if you can get that in your head early, you'll make a lot of money and keep a lot of long-lasting relationships.
No doubt.
I wanted to also talk about the state of the Bucs right now. Right now, I seen that they signed Shady McCoy, right? So, so how you well, I know you say you really don't fantasy. How you think that's going to affect them overall? Because even if you don't fantasy, you still could use your general football knowledge and pretty much pick this up.
I mean, hey man, hey, you look at Tom Brady and what he used in New England, man. He always had that little scat back or whatever out there that always helped him out. I think Shady is a good pickup for us. You know what I mean? I know he's getting up there in age, but I think he still brings something to the table. You know what I mean? They worry about our offensive line, but we can go in 2 tight sets and we're gonna be just fine. And he still got him out of the backfield as a threat, and then somebody who can still run between the tackles. You know what I mean? We got some young running backs that are up and coming, but I think that he's the guy that can help them show the way. The thing that I worry about with this season and everything that's coming forth is that, just the camaraderie. I mean, I know, you saw TB12 out there working when they told him not to be, but hey, that's what you got to do to figure it out. You know what I mean? So to be able to come together and with this pandemic and how they gonna do that, that's gonna be the key.
I'm with you, bro. I think that's how you develop them running backs to be how you want them to be. And if it's anybody you want your young backs to mirror in this game, this type of football, it's Shady. Shady do it all. He catch, he run, he run in between the tackles, outside. That's the guy I would want to bring Keyshawn Vaughn along if I'm gonna have anybody to do so. I was also wanting to talk about safeties, man. I know you played safeties. I want to go over some of these top safeties, and then I want to know what you think about them and, who you like. So we got, as far as fantasy this year, top safeties, you got Buda Baker, you got Jamal Adams, you got Collins from Washington, you got James down there in Jacksonville, you got Jay Johnson for the Rams, you got Boyer for the Bills, Walker for Detroit, and then Smith for Minnesota. I like him. But, they say Adams is the best in the game. I want to hear from one of the ones that already done did all these boys trying to accomplish right now.
Hey, man, Adams is definitely a game changer. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Going over there to Seattle, man, I'm like, dang, man, that's like the Earl Chancellor back in the day. Somebody come in the box who's going to wreak havoc, and is going to be a force in the run game. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think that he has a cerebral part like a Earl Thomas as well. You know what I mean? Like he's still a good player. You know what I mean? As you go through that list of safeties right there, I mean, y'all didn't even list Minkah Fitzpatrick, who is who I think is doing some good things down in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I say, the game has changed so much, especially since when I played. But at the same time, in this league, just becoming like a 2-hand touch league when you're a defender, man, it's kind of upset shit. But you got to be able to do it all. You got to be able to cover. You got to be able to, still stop the run and be a force.
I like Fitzpatrick too. They had him with the rankings in fantasy. They got him ranked number 20, so that's why we ain't bring him up. But I do think he's a game changer. And also the stats don't really tell how much the safeties do. If you got a great safety, he like a middle linebacker. He like the quarterback of the defense. He gonna get everybody lined up. He gonna make the plays. He gonna make sure the corner's in place, and he gonna make them feel comfortable out there. So,
man, but I'd be remiss if I didn't sit here and say that. My favorite safety, who's going to be in the game, who's going to be a rookie this year, is Xavier McKinney. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a little biased because I coached him in high school.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk. Give him talk that talk. What school he came from?
He came from Alabama, man. He was the first safety taken this year. You know what I mean? Man, he's a player though. He's a player. He's a playmaker. You know what I mean? He's gonna make some things happen. You know what I mean? God willing that he stays healthy. That's everybody's case. You know what I mean? But as long as that's the part, I mean, he's gonna play the part, man. So definitely watch out for him up there in New York.
Okay. He with the Giants or the Jets?
Giants.
Oh, okay. Talk that talk, man. I'm sorry, Jets. Y'all could have used it. Hey, if you looking, man, if you watching this show, man, come on, man. Follow your coach. Hey, if you can get him on J Field, tell him to pull up on us so we can talk fantasy, man.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
All right. Now, like I say, to you say look out for him. You think Jamal Adams is the top person, or you like Fitzpatrick over Jamal? Because they got him in the news with this money and saying he's one of the best in the game. But I want to know who you think is the best.
Man, the thing is though, I mean, based on the production what he had for the team that he was on, man, I mean, you can't dispute it. There's definitely an argument there that he is the best. But at the same time, I mean, a lot of it is predicated on what scheme you in. You know what I mean? A lot of safeties don't shine until they get into the right scheme, so you put in the right position so they can make plays. You know what I mean? And sometimes you're in a scheme where, you're just not what do you call it? You're not put in that position to make the plays, to be a star, or whatever the case may be. But you're still doing your job and you do it effectively. So, I mean, it's hard to say who's the best. But when you got a playmaker and somebody who can make them splash plays and somebody who can change a game, he's definitely one of those cats.
For sure, I agree with you, man. Because when you look over there at the Legion of Boom of Seattle, they got an identity. They got pass rushers. So that affect how fast that ball come out, and that help you make a lot of other plays too, man. So I definitely love that. Let me see. I want to know, like, who did you love playing against and who you hated playing against?
Man, who would I love playing against? I mean, I guess always coming to Atlanta just because that's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you come back home and playing them twice a week, twice a year, I mean, you always, everybody gonna be tuned in. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the phone calls, and it's gonna be a time for you to shine and play in front of your home crowd and make some noise, because you're gonna have some fans in the stands regardless of who it is. I mean, other places that I say that I like to play other than that, New Orleans, man, just like they play that Michael Jackson in the Superdome, man. It's always nice and rocking. You know what I mean? Playing out in Oakland, you know what I mean? They fans was just always rowdy, and just any fans that are rowdy and crazy. I mean, it's always good. Like I like playing. I played in Green Bay once, and their fans were just like real good football fans. Like they be over there. You come off on the side and say, "Hey, man, y'all shut us down on that one." You know what I mean? They ain't really talking trash. They talking football, talking games. So I mean, it's just. I mean, that's everything provides a different atmosphere. You know what I mean? Up in Seattle, where it's loud and all that stuff too. But you have your rivalries that we have with the Bucs. Still when I was there, we still had rivalry with Green Bay, and then the Panthers kind of became a rivalry, and then New Orleans and Atlanta. So it's just that division, man. Playing them division games because they mean a little bit more. It was always fun. You know what I mean? As far as a team you didn't like to play, hey man, it wasn't no team I didn't like to play. Next man up. Let's make it happen.
That's what I like to hear. Bring them all in.
You used to have to play against Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He came out 0-2, right?
Hey man, we used to be running them down. Man. It was he's definitely a playmaker. Definitely the quarterback before. Man, what's my guy in Baltimore? I can't even think his name now. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar. Shout out Lamar.
He was like that. Lamar might be a little bit faster, but Vic was that guy. That definitely who could throw, but at the same time, he get on the outside. Hey man, you got to put your house on. You got to go get him.
Yeah.
Man, let's talk. I know I'm jumping all over the place, man. I'm excited to have you, man. I want to talk about that legendary defense you was a part of, man. Tell us about that Super Bowl experience and that legendary defense. Because some people you named on that team, they some of my all-time favorites. Like Sap, I'm from Orlando. My family, they from Apopka, Plymouth. Sap really from Apopka, so really from Plymouth. So that's one of my favorite all-time. Talk to me about that experience playing with that top defense and then playing with that team too.
Man, I was a rookie at the time, man. So when I came in my rookie year, man, I was like, you know what? Let me see what makes these guys great. You know what I mean? So I just sat there and, I would watch the Rondé Barbers, the John Lynch, the Derek Brooks, you know what I mean, and the Warren Sapps to see how they conduct themselves at practice. The things that people don't realize, people like, oh, yeah, Sapp, he talks about this, that, and the other. Man, Sapp was one of the smartest players on the team. You know what I mean? Like, and me as a safety, when I'm sitting there and we going through our defense, if I didn't do something right, he knew what I was doing, what I did wrong, this, that, and the other. Sapp, he ain't afraid to call you out on it.
No,
you know what I mean?
Really.
At that time, I wasn't even starting. You know what I mean? So I'm a backup, but at the same time, he called me out just like he called anybody else out. You know what I mean? And Brooks, man, I mean, when the fans come out there and they say, "Who's your favorite player?" and everybody say, "Mr. Derek Brooks," and you got that amount of respect, you know what I mean? That just tells you enough in itself, right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then. Like I say, and then Lynch, man, I can't say enough about him, man. He took me out to San Diego, trained with him, bought me my first suit. You know what I mean? Like Lynch, man, I love the guy to death, man. I have nothing but the ultimate respect for it. When I came and took his position, he's like, man, look, go and do your thing, man. Hey, I'm proud of you, man. He's like, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be okay. You know what I mean? You go out there and you be the best you can be. You know what I mean? Don't let them sit there and try to make you me. You go out there and be you. And that's what I tried to do.
For sure, bro. And like I know you had a long journey, man. I was reading, man, you played everything, bro. I'm talking linebacker, safety, wide receiver. Showing you. Oh, and hold on, I don't want to continue, man. I got my guy Thrax in the corner, man. Shout out to QC. Thrax, you got your mute. Take your mute off, Thrax.
Yo.
Man,
What's
talk
happening? What's happening?
about QC, man. Talk to them about QC party starters and what y'all do, man. I got my boy Jermaine Phillips, my guy Hot Soup. You know, that's my co-host, my guy. But Jermaine, we also try to have entrepreneurs on here and talk about outside of football, like businesses and things that people might have going, because it don't just end when you get off the field. Like how you coach right now. A lot of people don't understand that, hey, even after you win a Super Bowl, depending on when you win it, you still got life to live. You know, you still got other things you want to accomplish. But yeah, Thrax, go ahead and talk to them about your company, bro, and talk to them about what you're doing. Also, my guy Coach too. He coached one of the top wide receivers in the country. But go ahead, Thrax, my bad.
Yeah, actually, shoot, we've been in the club industry since we went to college at University of South Florida. I actually played at University of South Florida, transferred to Graceland University, and then played arena football for about 4 to 5 years. But basically what we do is, which is crazy, a lot of our clientele is some of the Bucs players and some of the guys that come back home to the Tampa Bay area. But Scott's been telling me about what he's been doing with his podcast and getting his Zoom meeting going on. And he ran a couple of things by me, which I started formulating stuff that we can do to expand it. A lot of athletes, you know, once they get done playing football, they pretty much, a lot of them be kind of stagnant. But with the voice and some of the things that they done did in their past, as far as playing football, that can take them to a whole nother venture outside of football, which a lot of players are starting to do now, but it ain't a lot of people that's kind of directing these guys towards doing that. And you would think from the industry that they've been in, especially playing on the professional level, you would think some of these organizations would kind of have some stuff ready to funnel these guys into other avenues, you know what I'm saying? Like podcasts, you see some guys that's being hosts and they got some of these radio shows, but it's a lot of things in business I think a lot of athletes and sharp athletes can do as soon as they start playing football and jump right into it. Kind of like something where you can kind of weed into pretty much, you know, once you see a guy getting the tail end of their career, a lot of guys might end up going into coaching in college, but it's other business ventures that I feel like a lot of athletes can do, and they can start them before they even finish playing football. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like with Scott. Scott, you starting this off, this is a prime example of a lot of guys can kind of get this going before they even stop playing football. They can kind of get stuff going like, you know, say like on the tail end of their career, 1 or 2, they kind of think about stop playing, and then that's when they kick in. You know what I'm saying? Get okay, what I'm going to start doing after football versus just investing my money. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, but it's actively getting involved in stuff like with me. I get involved with coaching. Right now, I got the #1 kid in the nation named Mario Williams.
Shout out Luke Runner.
Luke Runner. So once we got to get him on here too.
Yes,
as soon as I stop playing, well, before I start playing, me and Dante Johnson, we said, okay, what we gonna do? Let's get in mentorship like right now while we playing. So we got a voice, kind of like how we do with some of the political issues. You use your platform now while you playing to kind of springboard into something that's easy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they try to write us off, you know what I'm saying, after we stop playing sports a lot of times. But when we playing sports, that's when we have our leverage. You get what I'm saying? To kind of network with the people that's already showing us that love. But then once you stop playing, they kind of forget about you a little bit. And then, you know, for some of the athletes, if you was a great or Hall of Famer, they're going to always rock with you. I'm talking more so like some of these guys that be in for like, you know, the NFL, they say not for long. That's when you got that window of opportunity to make those connections. And then, you know, in a few more years, you're finna be weeded out. So that's pretty much why I was interested in getting on here and kind of like, that's my angle. And we started stuff like parties and stuff in college, but now it's more on the aspect of, okay, let's do more events with the partying. So say like with the fantasy league, I'm thinking about doing a fantasy mansion party, like for real, or a fantasy like something from the club aspect of it where we can link the two, because we done did gaming tournaments. We never did anything on the fantasy side of, you know, let's have a fantasy night where we got all these guys that's in the fantasy football. We start them off early in the day, and then at night, it's a turn up at the end of the club. You know what I'm saying? It could be on draft day or any big game or the playoff. It don't matter. Me, I'm getting new to the fantasy world. Like me, I tried to get into it, but I couldn't get into it because I was busy and I was missing drafts, and then they did the auto draft. Now I'm looking at my team. I'm like, what the hell going on? I got all these stuff, but you got to be actively into it to be, you know what I'm saying, to get you a good team and stuff like that. So I'm still learning with the fantasy part of it, but when I tried it, I just wasn't tied into it like some of these other guys in.
That's why we wanted to bring this out too, man, because it's a lot of people that's missing a lot of money. You got some big platforms like FanDuel, you know, you got ESPN, them guys over there getting money. So we need
DraftKings, bro. I got my money in DraftKings, bro. I done made a stack on that in the past month.
Right.
Dang.
My boy been playing DraftKings, been trying to get me on it forever. But my thing was, why let them get all the money? It's because we ain't even learning. But it's also maybe to me, man, we don't got nobody to talk to us about it. So that's why I really came up with this platform, and I'm excited about this season, man. And I appreciate you, Threats, coming on, sharing that, bro. But Jermaine, I do, like I said, I want to get back to, you know, the football part too, man. But, you know, we love to try to combine both. You might see any amount of ex-players, current players, businessmen pull up and share what they're doing. But I like I said, I want to make sure I get back to the football part, man. What made you eventually make that change and stay at safety and get away from playing all those positions? You know, I seen that you was playing a different position basically even till you got to UGA.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, it came down one time, man. We was actually playing Florida, man. We was getting beat, you know, through an interception. And after the interception, man, I knocked the guy out with the ball. Or I hit him good. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, it's like, oh, you got to play defense. You got to play defense. And I was like, nah, all right, I ain't going to play it yet.
What? The mic went out.
Mic went out. Jermaine, your mic went out.
Mine? Should be quiet.
I said, I know this offense inside and out now. I was like, so let me go over here for the spring and just work on defense, see if I can help us out. You know what I mean? From there, and then see, you know, if not, I jump back over on offense. You know, we just pick up right where we left off. I got on defense, never looked back. You know what I mean? And from then on at Georgia, that was that. My next 2 years I played there, it was just, you know, playing defense. You know what I mean? Coming on offense and you know, play on like goal line packages. You know, the block as a receiver or something like that. But that was that was it. Man. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, man, how everything works, man. But you know, I mean, it was all God's plan for me to be where I'm at and do what I do. So that's what happened.
Absolutely, bro. It looked like that was the best move. I mean, you end up going to the league, playing almost a decade, winning the Super Bowl. Probably wouldn't have happened if you stayed at the linebacker. So it seemed like that was the best move. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man. And then if you know, to be honest, man, if I go back further than that, man, if I go back to high school, I didn't play football my junior year, and then I had a cousin playing football. And he was like, man, come out and play football. Come out and play football. So I went out in the spring and we made a deal. He's like, man, as you play football, I'll come and play basketball. You know what I mean? Because I was a hooper. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna concentrate on my grades and, you know, try to get this thing right for basketball or track or whatever. But I went out there and shoot, man, there it go again. You know what I mean? Hey, if you want to talk to me, I'm playing. I'll say, hey, come on out there. Who would have known? You know what I mean? We wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Real. That's right. Shout out
and
to that coach that told you.
Bruh. Hey, Jermaine comes to my gym, to my Orange Theory, and I be training him, bro. Hey, the man still gets it in, man. Like, you know, a lot of football players that played that long, man, they can't even get up and really walk good, bro.
He look like he can still play. Look at him. He ain't got one grade. He
comes in there and gets it in, man. 5-minute mile on the treadmill. He probably could have went faster, but the bitch don't go over 12 miles per hour, bro.
Come on, man. Look, he ain't got no Beijing, nothing. That boy over there looking good, ain't he?
Hey, man, shoot, man. I knew I was coming on, man. I had to get the haircut, man, so you couldn't see my bald spot. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. Hey, like I said, man, I want to get into the winners and the losers too, of that Jamal Adams trade, man. Who you think won? Who you think lost in that trade, man? Because that's the biggest thing out right now is that Jamal Adams. They gave up.
Man. Well, the thing is, though, man. I mean, look at Seattle, man. They only a couple of pieces away. You know what I mean? So if this piece right here take them over the top and shoot, man, they in the ship. You know, I mean, that's a win for them. I mean, we ain't gonna know if it's a win for the Jets until they get these picks and see what they do with them. You know what I mean? But the Jets known for blowing picks left and right. So if they don't pick the right people and make this trade work, then they lose too. You know what I mean? So I think that I think right now as you look at it, Seattle's definitely won. But at the same time, it's going to see what happens in the long run to see who the real winner is.
For sure. I agree. Depending on who they draft, they might draft the next Jamal Adams. Who knows? But for right now, I'm with you. It's time will tell, but I got to see how he gel with that team, you know.
Yeah.
what else I want to go over, man? What else did I have on here, man, that I want to go over? Oh, yeah, the opt-outs, man. How you think these opt-outs going to affect play this year in the NFL? Because a lot of these big names, like I'm not even.
Damian Williams said he's good.
Yeah.
He ain't playing.
A couple guys. It's been multiple.
The rookie gonna get some work over there in Kansas City. That rookie gonna get some work.
Hey man, this is what I'm gonna say right here as far as that goes. You know, some of the best players you never heard are players who never get an opportunity because people in front of them. You know what I mean? They got the names of what. You know, there's been a lot of people. I mean, like Priest Holmes. Different people that you don't hear of, and they get the opportunity because either somebody hurt or unfortunate situation, and then they come in and never look back. So I say you look at this, man. You got people who've been in the ranks just waiting for that opportunity, itching at the bit. Now they got their opportunity, man. You're gonna see some teams, they ain't gonna even lose a beat, man. They gonna pick up right where they left off. It may even be better off in the long run.
What about with it not being any preseason games? Do you think that's going to affect how they get acclimated to the defense and their new roles? Because it seems like to me it's a lot going on as far as the opt-outs and no camp. It's like even with some of these guys not being there, they're not going to get that preseason experience like they used to. How you think that's going to?
Well, the thing is, though, man, when the lights come on, man. It don't matter if it's on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You know, or Monday, you know, when you're in the pros as well. You know, when them lights come on, man, you're going to play ball. As long as you know what you got to do, you're going to do it. You know what I mean? That's what practice and preparation is for. So, you know, not having no preseason games, that's fine. You know, when I get out there and I have the opportunity to compete, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? It ain't going to change. I mean, as you look at it and you look at, you know, like when I got in the league, they told me this right here. It's like, hey, man, preseason is one level. Opening day is another. Yeah. Hey, you know, you got your games on Sunday night. That's another level. It's like Monday night football. Hey, you know, you got to raise it up even another notch. You know, playoff time. Hey, you got to take it up even another notch. Hey, like Super Bowl. Hey, you put it all out there because you know, hey, this is what you dream. This is what you dream of. You know what I mean? So this is what it's about.
For sure. If you second, third, fourth, fifth, you there. You supposed to feel like anybody go down. I'm gonna be able to fill in with no drop off. So I'm with you.
No doubt.
I'm anxious to see where these players come from and who's gonna replace some of these big names because there's a lot of people looking at the opt-outs and looking at the Patriots like, oh man, they had so many opt-outs or different types, like who the opt-outs. Looking at it on the other end, like, man, who's gonna replace them cats? Is it gonna be a black college guy? Is it gonna be a fifth-year guy? Is it gonna be somebody that we never thought could make it back? Is it gonna be a player that we, you know, left for dead, said he washed up? So I think that's an exciting part, but also it shake up the fantasy world. Because with fantasy, you know, you got your projections, but I think in about 2 weeks, man, all the projections are going to be tossed up in the air, shredded. So you're going to have to pay a lot more attention than you normally would to figure out who some of these waiver wire pickups and some of these guys that, you know, we need to get to make sure that we win it.
Well, the thing is, though, I think, you know, I think you got to look at positions and look at who's making plays in those positions. And that scheme, that position is still going to be the playmaker. You know, they might not be as much of a playmaker as the guy who's in front of them, but at the same time, they're going to have a high productivity based on the way the defense is set up for them to allow them to be able to play. So, like, you know, if Hightower for the Patriots is one making all the plays, whoever comes in and fills his void, they're probably going to be doing the same. Maybe they don't make as many plays as he do, but they're still going to be very productive and something that you're going to be wanting to look at if it comes down to the fantasy world.
For sure, man. I agree, man. I'm with you on that right there. I know you was talking about your safety, man, and we definitely gonna watch him. I already seen him, man. They was out there balling, your guy. I ain't know you coached him, but talk a little bit about, man, what made you get into high school football? A lot of guys, they play ball, and a lot of them, like you, have long careers and don't have to go out there and get a job. Right. Just the passion of the game make you want to stay around it. Like with me, man, I wanted to go around football so bad, I started playing flag. I didn't get that passion to coach, but I'm like, man, you know, once I start getting a little bit older, my muscles start getting older. I'm like, man, I can see myself really coaching to be around the game to give back. Like, what made you start giving back? Because aren't you coaching at your old high school as well? Where were you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was. I'm not anymore. But when I started, man, I was definitely I was out here working with a company, Breakout Training, and we was like training kids and doing this, that, and the other. And then my high school football team came up with they had spring practice, and they didn't have any coaches. So I went over there to help. And as I went over there to help, man, I'm like, all right, boom, boom, boom. You know, I'm helping. And shoot, next thing you know, you fall in love with it, man. It's like you getting back out there. Staying back there, you start feeling like in the locker room again, but at the same time, it's different because now you're feeding into these kids and you're trying to give them the tools to be successful. And as you give them the tools to be successful, it's like once they get it and that light bulb goes off in them, man, it's just like, man, it's all that's your championship right there.
Yes, sir.
When they get it, that light bulb goes off and they realize what they have and the potential they have. And then they realize how to display that and pass that along to others, man. It's a beautiful thing.
I agree, man. I think having coaches like you, having coaches like my guy, Tony down there, listen, it changed players' lives. I know it's some coaches that right now I think about them to this day because of what they did for my life. I know this man, he treated his players like they're his kids. I'm sure you did the same, especially if you be around them every day. You know, I see him doing everything for him. But go ahead. Elaborate on that, bro. I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was like, that's what I tell my kids all the time, man. I was like, look, man, this right here, our relationship goes way beyond the football field. I was like, man, you more than a football player to me. You'll always be more than that. And I look at it, man, you know, I tell you what, man, this right here sums it up for me. We had a player when I was coaching. He wasn't eligible, but he would come out to practice. And the coach let him practice because, like, you know, give him something to do. And he's playing DB. I mean, he wasn't the most talented, but I treat him like he was like anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, my grades wasn't right. Hey, well, come over here. Hey, we can do this extra run until these grades get right. If your grades ain't right, man, hey, show up in class. Go talk to your teacher. You know, let me see the notes. Let me see.
I think the mic went out again, bro.
Mike went out.
You didn't have to talk to me or accept me out there, but at the same time, man, you treat me like everybody else. And, you know, now he going and he playing in like a little small school, but he in college, you know me. I was like, look, main thing is get your grades and keep going. Like, remember that this relationship goes way beyond me being your football coach, man. Like, look, man, you know, sometimes your brother, father, you know what I mean, mentor, you know, counselor, whatever it is. But, you know, at the same time, this is one thing I say to all of them is that they get a lot from me, but I get even more from them.
For sure.
And that's what it's all about, man. I get even more from them.
Strax, talk about your experience, man, because I think this might be Luke Runner might be one of your top receivers, but I know you coach multiple. Talk about,
yeah.
I know you also mentor, bro. I like I said, this is one of my close homeboys. He got a mentorship. So even before they even get to high school, some of these cats there, he already making sure that they eat, making sure they got places to stay. Talk about how that carries over to the field and how you help them beyond, like after you get them out of high school, or both of y'all.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
So basically, you know how it is. We put a mentoring program. Me and Dante put a mentoring program right downtown. You know, me and you, Scott, from the same hood. So we pretty much say, okay, what we gonna do? Before we get done playing football, we're going to use some of these people we know we got in our back pocket. So pretty much, you know, playing arena football, you know, you don't make no big money. Right. So it's like, hey, listen, I got to reach out to this owner that owns the team. I got to reach out back to the school I went to. So what we basically did, we had said, okay, we're going to start a mentoring program, but we finna get these people to buy into what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? If y'all love us as much as y'all say y'all love us, you're going to love the kids where we come from. You know what I'm saying? The same way. They try to get them where we at. So we basically reached out to the team. We reached out to our old president, old provost at the university and say, listen, this is how much it's going to take. We're going to start a nonprofit organization. We're going to start one facility, you know what I'm saying, in the community. And pretty much, hey, this is what we need. So that Kickstarter, they started off with the equipment, stuff where the kids can come. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids can't. In our environment where we come from, it'd be hard to get something to eat sometimes. It'd be hard to go somewhere, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you pretty much, you know what I'm saying, look up to and try to get some advice from. So it started right there. Because think about all the football players that we grew up with that was just naturally gifted. But it was something else that just drove them down the other path. You know what I'm saying? These are the guys that can wake up and just play. They ain't even really have to practice. But at the same time, these are the same guys that would grew up kind of fast and say, you know what? I'm going to go make me some money. Because I got to give from knowing to go get to the money. But they never made it through like Little League. And when they got to high school, they didn't have the grades to play. So they just chose another path, which is mainly the streets. So at the end of the day, we and Dante say, hey, man, let's grab these kids before they even get to where they even have to choose to go down the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? Once you get older and your nuts drop, you become a man, you think you can go out there and make all the money in the world. You know what I'm saying?
You know it
Your
all.
best path, your best path is to get your education and, you know what I'm saying, try to go to school versus trying to go chase fast money that ain't gonna last. So what we did was say, you know what, we're gonna go to the juvenile assessment center and say, listen, y'all always crying about how many kids y'all got coming through here. We want an office right in the juvenile assessment center. So when these kids get released or they get ready to come out, it's mandatory for them to come talk to us. You get what I'm saying? So what we did was, you know, since we nonprofit, y'all got space, y'all kind of got to put us down here.
For sure.
If y'all don't, then we going to blast y'all out by not pretty much looking out for the kids. So we kind of tied their hands behind their back. And to this day, we got a free office down there at the Juvenile Assessment Center because when they leave, you just can't kick them out to the streets. They got to come see us. You know what I'm saying? And then once they come see us, you know, first they be like, man, y'all on the same thing. These people on locking us up now. We just got an office down here, but listen, we ain't finna be on that. We trying to help you out. What you need? Who you going back home to? Do you got something to eat? We trying to list all their problems, bro. And then at the end of the day, okay, we try to solve that before they let them back in the streets. Kind of like what they should be doing with grown people that get locked up in prison. Do you got a job for them? Do you got this? Do you got somewhere to stay? You just don't throw them back out to the street because they're going to result back to the same thing. So once you kind of start when they're younger, once they get to football, everything take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these kids, they playing football, they gifted, but at the same time, they don't understand life. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So if you can help them and show them that you care before they even get to the point to even think about taking football serious, then they actually going to take it way more serious because, okay, I trust you. So everything you telling me on the field, okay, I got to trust you because you don't help me out in life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, they don't really trust nobody in the environment they come up in. So when you try to tell them something football-wise, they already think they got it together. But at the end of the day, man, the players that I connect well with, and it's not nothing personal, but it's the kids that, you know, come from. I love all my kids the same. But when you see one that remind you of you and where you come from,
it hit different.
It hit different. And to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, a lot of those kids, those are the ones that go on and do something great. You know what I'm saying? You might have some suburban kids that, you know, they go to camps and people got the money to do that. They make it. But, you know, in football, a lot of it be kind of rough around the edges, man. You done play with some of these guys. Some of these guys are us. So, you know, Mario, he from West Tampa. The other dude that was top was Tariq Milton. That's at Iowa State. Them the 2 top players that I have. But I done had the kid that's now, he was a rookie last year, McKnight. He with the Denver Broncos. He was on the rookie team all year, but I seen him get it from the mud. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wanted to recruit him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to. He was too small. He was too this. But he ended up going to Sanford, you know what I'm saying, in Birmingham, and ended up making it to the Denver Broncos as a rookie and just been grinding. So at the end of the day, it's like with these kids, man, they be want somebody to really care for them. You know what I'm saying? And really show them the way. You know, us as African Americans, a lot of stuff come to us naturally. You know what I'm saying? It's just the outside stuff that kind of detour us away from what's naturally in us. You know what I'm saying? The distractions. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you can get around the right people, that's why a lot of people that when you see them and you grow up and they just hung around the right people and they got in the right circles, they ended up being successful. Some of these suburban kids and rich kids, that's all they've been around. So that's why they end up successful. Our kids don't end up successful because they don't get in the right circles. You get what I'm saying? They don't get around the right people. So when you get a right coach, when you get a right mentor, when you get a right boss, you get what I'm saying? You end up being successful. It ain't no secret. It ain't no military secret how you be successful. Yeah. That's just like when you get around a guy that's playing in front of you and you got a coach that show favoritism because they got a name. Sometimes those guys that's backing the guy up fall to the wayside. You know, not because he ain't got the ability, not because he ain't got the talent, but then when you see a guy that get it from the muscle, but he with the right coach, he with the right staff, he ain't got no name, but he's starting. At the end of the day, he's starting. That go to show you, like, it ain't about your name. It's about your ability, what you put forward. You deserve to start. That's the same thing in life. A lot of people held back because they're not holding themselves back. It's because somebody ain't taking it personal to this point and say, you know what, I'm gonna do the right thing. Sure. Forget the name, forget this, forget that. I'm gonna show you that you worth what you worth and not put nobody over you in life, in football, in college. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do in life, I'm gonna make sure you make it because you earned that. Yeah. And that's what we need to get at. Once you told out here, like, if you go out there and you work hard and you get in the right circles, you're gonna earn it. You know what I'm saying? And with Mario, we like Mario a dog. And by the way, Jermaine, Cortez Hankington just told me to tell you what's up, the wide receiver at UGA. Yeah. I was just texting with him. The wide receiver at UGA said, man, that's my boy right there, man. Phillips, my boy.
He from GA? Cortez?
Yeah. Huh?
Is Mike good now there, Mac?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't think so. I think Jermaine look like he having problems with Mike.
Yeah.
Back on.
Well, Jermaine back on?
He can't
hear. Check your mute button. You on the phone or you on the computer?
It look like you're on the computer.
Yeah. It's probably at the bottom. It's a mute button to the left.
Bottom left.
Yeah. If you're on the computer.
And he hears.
Nah, he can't hear. But yeah, man, that's basically it, man.
There you go.
You on?
Oh, yeah, you done jumped up out of there real quick. I don't know.
He probably gonna try to dive back in, but yeah, man, that's basically it, man. Like with these kids, man, it's just really showing that you care, man. At the end of the day, because you know, with us, we compete the green and the flaw from a mile away. Mm-hmm. Same thing with these kids. These kids are a little bit more sharper than us, bro. I'm just being honest, because they just exposed to more with the internet. With, you know what I'm saying? It's just different, man. Social media. So it's just showing that you're real. Once you show that you're real, then a kid will follow you down any path. You just got to lead them in the right direction.
For sure, man. Make sure you shout out the name of the company, man. Talk about the name of the mentorship and how they can reach out.
Oh, Wake Up Mentoring, man. WakeUpMentoring.com. People can reach out there. We ain't really heavy on the social media, which we should be, but pretty much everything Wake Up Mentoring, you can find us. If you search WakeUpMentoring.com or you search Wake Up Mentoring, it'll pop up. He coming in back now, right now.
Yeah, when he come back, make sure you let him know what you were saying, because I don't think he heard none of that. It says audio connected now, but
okay, I let him know. UGA. I was just on the phone with Coach Hank. You on, Jermaine?
You can hear us? Oh, it says connecting his audio
now. You back on, Jermaine?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I was just letting you know, Coach Cortez Hankington at UGA told me to tell you what's up.
Man, hey, man, good people, man. Good.
Yeah, he good people, man. He was going hard for my boy Mario Williams, man. We had them went up. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm a Gator, man. So you know how it is. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard for me to take them up there, because you know, you can't really, now they watching you close, so you got to come out your pocket and pay for them to get there. And UGA wasn't really on them, so he was like, we kind of got on the lay. I need you to bring them up here. So I drove up there too. It was pissing me off a little bit. But when I got there, recognized real. When I got there, look, Scott, I'm telling you, when you get there, you be like, all right, I see why these kids commit to UGA. You get what I'm saying? you see it, bro. Like when I stepped through the door, as soon as I stepped through and went to the indoor facility and we walked around it, I said, oh, yes, no brainer. Because the last couple of years, I'm like, man, why all these kids going to UGA like this? And when you get there, it's just, Kirby Smart, he a real dude. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can feel his realness. You know what I'm saying? Then he got his staff on the same page. And I was like, bro, Mario might end up committing here. Just because Mario a real dude out of West Tampa. You know what I'm saying? His family, you know how they is. They real down to earth. But he end up going to, he ended up committing to OU just because the baseball aspect and the football aspect. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up going there. But yeah, man, them some good people at UGA. I told Hank, I told him straight up, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Me being a Gator, it's just hard to say it, but I can see why kids come here, man. Yeah. I can see why.
Hey, man. They call it God's country, baby. Hey, you call it God's country, man. Hey, you go up there, you get blessed. You go up there, but here's the
thing. Here's the thing, though. Like at the end of the day, I was raised in Georgia. I was raised in Atlanta. My granddaddy Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
So
shout out to legend. Shout out to legend. Bring him on.
Hey, man, Hank, baby.
Hammer,
Yeah,
the hammer.
So at the end of the day, it was like when I went out there, it felt like because Georgia just a different place. Period.
Yeah.
When you go, it's different. You know what I'm saying? When I went there, I was like, okay, all right, I see what it is now. I see what it makes sense. It was hard for me to admit that, but I'm such a real dude. I ain't one of these dudes that can be hung up on like, you know, hey, man, I'm gonna get it this now. I just kept it real. Like I could have seen myself in Athens. That's just real.
Nah, man, that's the way it go, man.
Talk about your time, because to me, I look at it like, for us, we from Florida. The equivalent of doing what you did would be one of us coming from Orlando and then going to the Gators or going to the Seminoles. To me, you basically like a neighborhood legend, like a Georgia legend. You come from high school, then go play in the biggest, and then win a Super Bowl. Like, talk about that man playing in GA and playing, you know, after some of them legends, because it's a couple of my favorites, man. Shout out to Champ out there. Shout out to Boss.
Oh, man, no doubt, man. Like, the thing is, though, it goes back even further than that, man. Like, if I go back, man, my uncle, God rest his soul, played Major League Baseball. Okay. And he won the World Series with the Oakland A's. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, when that earthquake happened in California, I was actually at Candlestick Park at the time, going to the game. You know what I mean? So it was, it was good stuff. But, you know, he played 18 years in the majors. And, like, for me, I was like, man, sports has always been my life. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, I go through, went to the same high school as my uncle and my dad and all that stuff. So it's like, oh, well, they the greatest athlete. You know what I mean? Like, for the longest, when I grew up, oh, this is so-and-so's nephew or this is so-and-so's son. Like, nah, man, like, I got to get that off my back. You know what I mean? So by the time I got through playing high school ball, he's like, oh, yeah, this is so-and-so's father. You know what I mean? Hey, this is, you know, so-and-so's. I mean, this is, that's his uncle. You know what I mean? So, like, he started changing that name. You know what I mean? And then to be fortunate enough to win a state championship, you know, in basketball when I was in high school.
Okay, talk that talk. How many you was averaging out there? Talk that talk now.
Oh, man, I think it was about 17-6, I believe. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was good, but shoot, man. But the guy we had on the team, man, he had to run the auger, man. Hey, he was the choir boy assassin, man. You look at him, you wouldn't think he can hoop. Hey, but he get out there, man. He shoot the lights out. You know what I mean? Scotty P. Shout out to my boy Scotty P. You know what I mean? But then going to UGA, man, and playing with all them guys, man. Like you say, like Champ was up there, and then seeing Champ, Boss, playing with Boss, and even the older brother, Rodney Bailey. You know what I mean? All of them out there, man. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like, you know, you talk about Georgia, you know what I mean? And real. So I'm sure if you took him up there, I'm sure you had an opportunity to meet Jonas Jennings. You know, he was a player when I was up there, and he's a player. I mean, he's a guy who's gonna look out for the players, man. And he's somebody who keeps it real. You know what I mean? But you know, as you go through that and you go through the pros, man, you don't realize the impact that you have and the people who follow your career one way or the other. And I was very fortunate to have people to follow, or just even kids that I talked to didn't even realize they were listening and telling me things that I said years ago. You know what I mean? And that right there was just like, man, it's a sweet thing, man. When you know, you go out there and you try to do things the right way, and you know, I mean, even if you make your mistakes and you have your blips, man, the people who love you gonna always love you, man. You can always go back home and know that you know you're gonna get love there. You know, no matter what.
It ain't nothing like that confidence that your coach gives you. You know, like your coach could be the one to tell you that you're terrible and end your career, but he could also be the one to tell you can cover anybody and you'll believe him, man. So, you know, coaches sometimes more influential than the parents, bro. So I definitely respect and appreciate what y'all bring to our youth. And just for y'all that don't know, man, hey, get into coaching. It don't have to always be about the money. You could change somebody's life forever, you know, just by helping out, giving back. I want to try to switch it up a little bit too, man, because I know you played a lot of positions. Talk to us about the receiver position, because not only did you play it, but you had to cover some of the top receivers out there. In fantasy right now, I'm going to go with some of the top 10 receivers, and then you just tell me what you think about them and how you feel about that position as well. So right now in fantasy, they got Michael Thomas as the top receiver out of New Orleans. Then you got
no doubt.
You got Devontae Adams. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Julio, you got Hopkins, you got Chris Godwin, you got Kenny Galladay, and Mike Evans. This is all before the opt-out, so I ain't even include no opt-outs, but so far. Talk to me about them top 10 and who you like. I know you like Julio, though. But
hey, man, Michael Thomas, man, you can't go wrong with that, you know, down there in New Orleans. The thing that I wonder, I don't think it shouldn't affect, because we all professionals, and when you playing ball, you play ball. But everything with Drew Brees, with you know what I mean, talking about he'll never kneel or couldn't respect, or whatever he said that was insensitive at the time. You know what I mean? How that comes to play, and does that affect anything? But I'm sure when they get on the field, I mean, business is business. So I look at Michael Thomas to be another big receiver. Down here in Atlanta, man, Julio. I mean, he's that guy. It's just a matter of they can get their things together, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got so much talent down here, man, but I feel like they underachieve left and right. I mean, and then with Julio, man, his production is there, man, but I feel like he should have more touchdowns than what he has. You know what I mean? I don't think I forget what he's averaging, but I think he should be doing more than what he is. Green Bay, what's his name, Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a playmaker, man. I like him, man. I feel like he just goes out there and just gets the job done, and he just works. Tyreek Hill.
Him and Aaron Rodgers on the same page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tyreek
Hill, man. Hey, you know what you're gonna give him? He a game breaker. You know what I mean? He put the ball in his hands. He can go whatever. And they got so many weapons around there that, you know what I mean, you can't sit there and double them or whatever. So I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. I mean, it's
cheetah.
I think here in Tampa, though, man. I think our production down here in Tampa. I mean, I think that ball's gonna be spread around a lot, man. So I don't know if you can get a lot of predictive productivity as far as what you want from your Bucs, man. You know what I mean? As far as fantasy goes, that's just
I picked them to beat the Bears this year for sure.
Oh.
Son. Shout out the Bucs, boy. We going all the way. Hey, J. Field, I don't know about you. Me personally, I'm gonna just say it. You know what I mean? We going all the way this year. The Bucs. I'm putting my money with the Bucs. If I'm gonna bet on a team, bet my team anyway. You should have seen me in the championship when y'all went. Well, I was acting a fool. I was in Nashville. I'm going off. I'm like, yeah, Florida, baby. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Hey, we gotta be the first to do something, right? Hey, for the Super Bowl that this year.
Tampa, say it again.
There it is.
You pull up.
First play in the team that host it. You know what I mean? Hey, it's gonna be all good. Hey,
you gonna pull up.
Happen sometime.
You pulling up if they go? Because if they go and they play, you gotta pull up.
Oh man, I definitely be there in some form of fashion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I stay away from all the crowds and all that crazy, man, because I can't take that stuff like I used to. You know what I mean? But I'll be somewhere nearby lurking.
For sure, man. For sure. I know the city love you. Like I say, man, everybody, you know, if you a Bucs fan and you don't know this name, then you might as well call yourself a non-Bucs fan. You're terrible. You're a bandwagon guy. Get out of here. It's basically how I feel. Hey, Mac, you got anything, man? Because like I said, man, we went over everything, man.
We got everything. Yeah, we got everything, bro. We good.
Okay. Jermaine, you got anything that you want to share? Any organization that you want to shout out?
Oh man, no, man. I like to leave these words out there with this. I mean, especially going with what QC was doing and everything they doing with everything over there, man. Like, once the game is done, man. I mean, sometimes even for college, definitely when you're in the pros, when it ends, it just ends. And it's like, when it ends, man, you don't know what's going to end. It just happens, and you feel abandoned, you feel lost, and then you look for that fulfillment of something that's going to fulfill you the way that it does, man, and you don't have it. So the quicker you can find and talk and get out there and realize the different things that are out there, man, the better off you're going to be. Because, you know, when you do something for so long, man, you know, like in sports, man, you don't grow up, man. So you just sit there and that's what you think you're going to do forever. And everybody chasing you. And then after a while, you know what I mean, it's not like that anymore. And then you lose it all, man. Like, it's hey, man, it can be a very depressive state. I mean, I know I went through those battles myself. So, man, I really commend Q over there, what he's doing, man, because that's big. And you know, don't take it lightly, man. And just everybody out there, man, just know, man, that hey man, everybody say somebody loves you out there, man. You know what I mean? So definitely know that it's a bigger picture and a bigger purpose for you. And hey man, call those you love and tell them you love them, man, because you never know when they might need to hear it the most.
Words from the wise right there, man. Call them.
That's real.
Man, I love that right there, bro. I want to let you know, man, we appreciate you for coming on. I want you to know that you always welcome anytime, any guest. Got an unlimited pass. You could pull up for 5 minutes. You could pull up for 3 minutes. You can pull up just to say, I'm Phillips. I play for the Bucs, and that's it, and hang up. You know what I mean? I don't want you to never feel like you're not welcome here, man. This to talk fantasy. Follow the show, man, because we're going to give you some tips, and we're going to try to get you in this year, man. This going to be your fantasy year right here.
Oh, yeah. We ain't talk about that. So
talk about it, Mac. Talk about it,
I don't even think I told him. But every all the guests we've had on the show, all the retired NFL athletes, we're going to put into a fantasy league. So we already got 7 already committed. So, Jermaine, man.
Go on, jump in there, Jay.
Call it
Might be your first year in fantasy, man. Oh, my boy BJ Askew told me tell you what's up too, man.
Man.
DJ.
Oh, we had BJ on. We had BJ on a week or two. He just texted me just now. He was gonna pull up, but he's with his kids right now, and he told me tell you what's up, man. Hope life is good, and he'll be to holler at you soon.
Oh, man, that's a bet, man. Tell BJ I said what's up, man. Hey,
I will.
Stuff, man.
And he in the league, so I know you want to get a chance to bust him up. So
yeah.
This year we're going to televise a couple of drafts. So last couple of years, we've been doing this at least 10, 12 years, right? But we never, ever showed anybody nothing. We don't show them none of the draft pack. We don't show them none of the footage. We don't show them none of the hurt people, some of the people that's talking noise about how they're expert and how they draft. We don't show none of that. This year, we're going to have everything up. We're going to have the draft live. We're going to have a virtual draft. It's going to go down this year, man. And I'd love to have you be a part of it, bro.
The draft we're going to do with the BPSN will be an online draft, so you can do it at home and at the crib, bro. So we're not going to be meeting up for that one. The one he's talking about us televising are going to be the ones that I do. Those will be at my house on the 3rd. We're going to televise that or record it.
For sure. Also, with my boy down here in the bottom, man, my boy Tony, we're going to try to get us an entertainers fantasy league as well, so we can get, the couple people on the scene that don't play ball, but, want to get involved in watching the show, give them an opportunity. Also show them how sexy the fantasy parties could be, because in the beginning, it might be a bit crazy. It might be a bit war roomish, but afterwards, oh, man, the way them boys party, you're going to want to watch them episodes. Trust me. Sure. But you got anything else, Mac? Man, you got anything else you want to add? Anybody?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I'm good. Well, make sure.
Appreciate y'all having me.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I'll see you soon.
For sure, man. It's love, man. If y'all want to catch some episodes or follow us and see what we got going on, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Definitely go on IG, What's Happening in Fantasy World, or WHFW_BPSN. We're going to get this footage out. We're going to get some episodes out and get this thing rolling. The season coming closer, so within the next 2 weeks, look for us to drop this thing, to drop these shows. We're going to drop them like a big bomb, all the episodes.
Hey, man, shout out to Tony Shark, man. What he doing with them kids, man? I love it, bro.
Been doing it. Love. Shout out my boy Dante as well, man. They've been doing it for a long time before anybody knew about it. They don't do it for no recognition or no money. Like you said, that man is all nonprofit. They just go off of donations. And so, I definitely appreciate it. Along with the donations, man, their time. These are fathers, they businessmen, they got bills to pay, but they take that time to give back. So, I definitely appreciate y'all for what y'all do in the community and what y'all doing for these kids, man. And, keep it up, Thrax. I'm always supporting my boy. Always. But yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Y'all boys be easy.
Man, y'all be easy. That's a wrap, man. BPSN, What's Happening in Fantasy World. Stay tuned, man. Jermaine, Phillips, Tony Sharp. Thank y'all so much, man. Join us next week, every week, regardless of who we got. Y'all always welcome. Pull up.
Let's go.
All right,
bro.
All right, bro. Be safe, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Easy.
All right.
Do you Yahoo or ESPN? Y'all doing this for fun or y'all playing to win? Round here, we all in, and the winner get the big bag. Talk tough, point correction to how you looking sad. Big bucks, take a loss, tough luck. Ain't nobody trying to hear your cash app got stuck. Cause on What's Happening, we keep you on the action. Help you stay focused on who you should be drafting, who you should be keeping, and who you getting off waivers. One small